From Tiger Woods' legendary 60-foot putt to Phil Mickelson's cheeky gap shot at the 2010 Masters, here are the top 10 most ridiculously impossible shots in golf history. Number 10. Rory McIlroy's impossible 50-foot putt. When Rory steps onto the green, you know you're in for a show. But this was next level. Let's rewind back to the 2014 PGA Championship, with Rory fighting to stay on top. And while he didn't exactly get the start he wanted, this ridiculous 50-foot putt changed everything. It was the kind of putt that would make normal golfers cry. The ball had traveled across multiple breaks, slopes, and a minefield of bad luck. And here's the interesting bit. In a situation like this, most players would just try to get it close. But Rory, he had something else in mind. The legend lined it up, took a deep breath, and let the ball fly. The ball snaked across the green, twisting left and right, almost as if it had a built-in GPS. At this point, everyone watching held their breath as the ball kept rolling and rolling, until, against all odds, it dropped straight into the cup. And trust me, it's very rare you hear a golf crowd erupt like that. Everyone there was in disbelief, except for Rory, who pulled off his signature fist pump move, as this shot alone helped him lock down his fourth major title. Sinking a 50-footer is wild, but escaping an impossible bunker? Even wilder. Number 9. Miguel Angel Jimenez's crazy bunker shot. Bunkers are usually a nightmare for most golfers, but for Miguel Angel Jimenez, just another day at the office. It's the 2010 British Open, and Miguel had found himself in a brutal greenside bunker. You know, the kind that makes even the best golfers pray for mercy. And to top it off, the pin is tucked dangerously close, giving Jimenez barely any green to work with. Just one wrong touch, and the ball would roll back to his feet. And in case he decided to whip it, he would have been off the green. But Jimenez, cool as ever, steps in, takes a stance, and delivers what's hands down one of the most ridiculous bunker shots ever. That ball popped up like a rocket, landing softly. Even Jimenez knew he did something extraordinary here, because you don't expect that sort of reaction from him. Number 8. Tiger Woods' chip in on 16. Are you even a golf fan if you've never seen this shot? It's the final round of the 2005 Masters with the legend, Tiger Woods, standing on the 16th hole, locked in a battle for the green jacket. The golf ball sitting on the edge of the fringe, a spot nobody wants to be. In this situation, most golfers would be more than happy with a tap-in par. But not Tiger. He saw something nobody else did. He pulled out his trusted sand wedge, aimed left, and gave it the softest, most delicate chip ever. And I'm not even going to lie, the ball landed so perfectly as it caught the slope and started a slow, dramatic crawl towards the hole. It was an intense moment as the crowd held their breath, with the commentators barely able to speak. And then it stopped, right there on the edge. It's like time froze as the Nike logo stared at the world. Plop. It dropped straight in the hole. Tiger's chip was pure magic. But how does a hole out from 243 yards sound? Number 7. David Tom's 5-wood hole. Some shots are lucky. Some are legendary. And then there's David Tom's 5-wood masterpiece at the 2001 PGA Championship. It'd be an understatement to say that this shot was perfect. It's almost as if it was scripted. It happened on the par 3 15th hole, and that too in the final round. And you gotta take a moment to realize how unreal the pressure must have been. I mean, David wasn't just playing for nothing here. There was a major championship on the line. So, what does he do? He pulls out his 5-wood, takes a smooth swing, and sends the ball sailing. It's flying high and right as it lands softly on the green. You can tell what's about to happen. It takes one bounce and goes straight in the hole. Let me repeat that. A hole out from 243 yards in a major. That's astonishing. And I swear, Tom's reaction was so iconic. He was cool as ice, almost as if he meant the ball to do that. But yeah, the eagle changed everything. helping him secure his first and only major title by a single stroke. Number 6. Jon Rahm's water skip hole-in-one. A hole-in-one after skipping a ball across a pond? Sounds fake, doesn't it? But Jon Rahm actually did it. During a Masters practice round, Rahm stepped up to hole 16 and attempted to do what players probably do for fun. The ball skipped thrice across the water before hitting the green. It caught the slope and started rolling and rolling and rolling. The crowd, whatever little there was in 2020, knew something impossible was about to happen. It was unreal as the ball curved perfectly and dropped straight into the cup. A hole-in-one after skipping the ball across the water like a stone? That's like a glitch in reality. I don't think humans are supposed to see something like that. Oh, and the best part? It happened on Rahm's birthday. Talk about the best gift ever. Enjoying these insane shots? Hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe to see even crazier golf moments. Number 5. Louis Oosthausen's double eagle. Just for reference, a double eagle is much rarer than a hole-in-one. And back in 2012, Louis hit one of the greatest ever. At Augusta's par 5 second hole, Louis had about 253 yards to the pin. And while most players here would probably lay up, our man Louis pulled out a 4-iron and went for it. The ball took off like a rocket, landing on the green as it caught the perfect slope. A 2 on par 5? Unbelievable! That one swing alone was enough to put him in serious contention. Now, while Louis eventually lost in a playoff to Bubba Watson's miracle hook shot, his double eagle remains undoubtedly one of the most legendary shots ever in Masters history. Number 4. Phil Mickelson's cheeky gap shot. Phil Mickelson and the 2010 Masters. A love story filled with impossible shots. But there was a brief moment when people thought Phil was done and dusted. On hole 13, Mickelson found himself in pine straw, stuck between 2 towering trees, with almost zero room to swing. And look, I'm nowhere near as good as these legends, but even I know that any other player that day would have just punched out to safety. But we all know Phil isn't normal. He saw a tiny gap, maybe just a few feet wide, and thought, yeah, I could probably hit through that. Using his 6-iron, Mickelson let it rip, as the ball blasted through the narrow opening, magically missing both trees by a few inches. Okay, so he's out of danger now. He should start thinking about his next move. Or, hold on a second, did that ball just perfectly land on the green? But not only that, it rolled further and landed within a few feet of the hole. And you know it's the real deal when even Phil's caddy looked shocked. Mickelson eventually went on to win his 3rd Masters, with this shot becoming one of the most iconic moments in golf history. Threading a golf ball through trees is one thing, but bending a ball 40 yards? That's ridiculous. Number 3. Bubba Watson's hook shot from the trees. We're at the 2012 Masters. It's the playoff hole with the green jacket on the line as Bubba Watson gears up for his tee shot. There's just one problem though. His shot is buried deep in the trees. And much like Mickelson's situation, I think the best possible shot here is to chip out, take the bogey, and hope for the best. But come on now, this is Bubba we're talking about. He doesn't play golf like that. Bubba decides to curve the ball 40 yards around the tree. With the pine straw under his feet, plus a terrible angle, there's just no direct path to the green. And that's when the golfing legend pulls out a wedge and sends that ball flying like a boomerang. It somehow bends around the trees and lands just 10 feet from the hole. What happens then? It's a simple putt as Bubba secures his first Masters title. What a way to win your first. Would you look at that? It's lefty again. Number 2. Phil Mickelson's impossible backward flop shot. Only Phil could come up with something like this. He's the king of golf wizardry. During a practice round at the 1995 Shell's Wonderful World of Golf Series, Mickelson, as usual, found himself in an impossible spot. He wasn't too far off, standing just inches away from the green. But the real problem was he had no angle to get the ball close to the green. And that's when he decides to pull off the most ridiculous, uncanny move ever. He turns his back to the target and hits what I'd call a backward flop. You heard that right. He swung his club under the ball, launching it backward over himself. And the craziest part? The ball actually landed on the green and nearly went in the hole. That's classic Phil at his best. I saved the best for last. Number 1. Tiger Woods' better than most putt. And who better to sign off than the greatest player ever born? It's the famous 17th hole at TPC Sawgrass, an island green that has crushed the dreams of many. And with Tiger facing a ridiculous 60-foot putt with multiple breaks, most golfers would just hope to get it close. Tiger has some other plans, though. I swear, I have never seen a golf ball do something like that. I mean, the way it snaked across the green, bending left, then right, before straightening out and dropping in the hole wasn't real. After this shot, I started to believe Tiger had some kind of magic up his sleeve. Even today, this putt is one of the most replayed, iconic shots in golf history. And to that commentator screaming at the top of his lungs, yes sir, that was indeed better than most. That's golf at its finest. If you enjoy these ridiculously impossible shots, you'll love this video too. Click here